Hello everyone, welcome back to Jimbot's Greenhouse. Today I'm going to be talking about this Venus flytrap growing kit. I'm going to be unboxing it, I'm going to be using it, and I'm going to do a quick review of it at the end. Okay, so straight off I've noticed the quality is fairly good. Nice, durable, strong plastic. We've got two peat pots or fibre pots. We have the seeds. A business card, and we have the instructions and aftercare guide. I'm going to read out that sheet at the end, but first let's actually get on and use this propagator. So it says about filling each biopot, they call them, with specially formulated compost that does come with the kit. I've got down here, and I'm not quite sure. I said earlier that this is either ericaceous or carnivorous potting mix. I'm assuming it's the carnivorous potting mix, but you never know. Okay, so we're going to fill each biopot with compost. You can see that. Oh. Come on. Come on. Trying not to spill any. Oh, I've failed miserably on that. There we go. So I've filled it fairly high. They recommend to not fill it too high, because if you do, the compost tends to swell when it's watered. And it can go over the top. Right. Come on. Right. Oh, that was not good. Yeah, this, I should have really done this in a seed tray, ideally. Okay, so we've done that. I might just top this one up a bit. Next part is standing it in water for a short time. So I'm going to say 5 minutes, perhaps. They said rainwater, so that's exactly what I've done. Just pop them in my terracotta dish. Again, it's shallow, so it's not, so the plants don't tip over in the compost. In the water. While I'm waiting, I just thought I was going to show you that the big poison used to be here on the potting table. Absolute disaster. I'm laughing about it now, but it was not a laughing matter then. It took off into the air and blew into the house opposite, into their garden. And I'll just give you an idea. It's gone, must have taken right up over this wall, over the lane, and into next door's garden. So that was really, I mean, I couldn't believe it. I was distraught at the time because it has destroyed itself almost. Pretty much. I mean, it's still usable, but it's all bent and all the rest of it, so it's going to take some fixing. So I've got all this junk here. Bags and bags of plant pots and a big bag of perlite. So yeah, I've just got all this here. So I've put up the little one. I'm planning to buy an actual proper glass house to put here, because there is adequate room for one. So yeah, that'll be interesting. So in here I have all my geraniums. As you can see, they're looking a bit stressed, particularly that red one there. And I think that's stress. I'm not quite sure. I don't know what else it could be. So they are a bit stressed at the minute, but they'll bounce back. Geraniums are fairly good at that. I'm going to put my shelving at the back here. So it's hopefully all going to be good. Okay, so I've finished soaking them in the water. They've actually got a little bit too much. So I'll take them out. Pop them on the... Oh, no, no, no. Alright, so it now says put the seeds on the surface of the compost. Open up the packet. And the seeds are really fine. Oh, this is going to be tricky. Actually, they're not that fine. But the packaging, the seed packaging for these little packets of seeds is awful. Absolutely dreadful. I mean, I might just have to brute force the bag. There we go. And that's not ideal because now I run the risk of the seeds going everywhere. And my £10 down the drain. But there we go. Alright, so I'm going to put the seeds into my hand. There we go. Whoa. Alright, so I'm going to put a few in this one. Not really watching where these are going. Seen a few on there already. Oh, we've lost one. Alright, that leaves 3 for the other pot. If I put that one in there, I'm never going to find that other one, so I might as well just wave goodbye while I'm ahead. That's the issue with these. They're not giving you... I mean, I'm sure these are really expensive seeds, but actually, like, really expensive to harvest and all the rest of it. But I do expect the packaging to be up to standard on these. Especially when it's £10. I mean, I only got it on £10 for £10 because it was on a discount. It would normally be £15. So that is expensive. But having said that, growing fly dragons, no, not fly dragons, fly traps is really interesting. So it's a trade-off there. Alright, so now we're going to pop them in the propagator. And the pots are really soggy. I'm going to close these lids and keep as much humidity in there as possible. Let's move that one back a bit. There we go. So, I'm going to read this out. So, caring. The Venus flytrap likes bright conditions during its growth period, but also needs a winter period of cooler temperatures. Typically from May to October, most of the plant's feeding and growth will occur. Plants favour flower prolifically during growth, though we recommend cutting the flowers off as they appear during the plant's first year, so that more energy goes into trap development. If you let your plant flower, you can collect the black skinny seeds from the seed pod just as it is splitting at the top. Sow them immediately or dry them and keep them over winter. Do not keep them more than 2 years. Where are we? Dead leaves or heads are a natural part of the plant's year-round cycle. These are best removed to prevent fungal infections. Once your plant outgrows its biopots, simply replace the pots, place the pots into larger ones using the remaining compost. There is no need to remove the plant from their plots. That's interesting. As the biopots will eventually dissolve, allowing the plant's roots to grow through them. Feeding. Feeding your plant dead insects may cause rot. Dead insects may also have died through chemical poisoning. Have fun catching flies or purchase live wax/mealworms or small crickets. Each trap will typically consume 3 flies and then die back. Feeding is not necessary over winter. Do not fertilise. Okay, that's interesting. Artificially springing the traps, poking them with things, will drain the plant's energy. We know you want to, but doing it too often can cause the plant to become less sensitive and even die. There we go, guys. Thank you for watching. See you later. Bye for now.